Hi, this is Stephanie Lotvin of Tellybean Knits, and today I'm going to show you how I like to wear my shawl-shaped cowls, and I'm planning to demonstrate using the Haunted House Mystery Knit-Along Cowl. So if you're still working through the Haunted House Mystery Cowl, you need to stop the video because there will be spoilers in this video. Now is the moment to stop watching. Come back and join me after you've finished your haunted house tour. I'm gonna be your tour guide and we'll have plenty of time to come back and enjoy this video together later. But if you have finished your haunted house mystery knit-along cowl, or if you just are dying to see what it looks like, because believe me, I'm dying to share it with you, this is the video to watch. So without further ado, this is the Haunted House Mystery Knit-Along Cowl. This is what it looks like from the front. I'm so excited to share it with you. And this is what it looks like from the back. You can see that it has a really fun shape. This shape is the reason that this cowl is so fun to knit and so fun to wear. You have a portion of the cowl that's knit flat and a portion of the cowl that's knit in the round. And I want to show you why this is my favorite garment. Okay, the reason that I like to wear this accessory so much is because it's so easy to style. It's so easy to throw on right as I'm running out the door, not just on me, on my kids and my husband, but all wear these through 3 seasons of the year, and I wear them in the summer as well. So what you do first is you find your neck opening and just insert your head. Pull out your hair, or leave it in, depending on what you like to do. If you leave your hair inside your cowl, these cowls become extremely warm, especially if you have a lot of hair like me. So right now I haven't done anything to adjust the cowl. It does need a few adjustments. I've just thrown it on, and I could walk out the door and I think I look pretty good. I love, love, love this cowl. I'm so excited. One thing I do almost every time that I put these cowls on is I take my thumbs, starting at my shoulders, I find the border of this cowl. I insert my thumbs and I lift the cowl and I just run my thumbs around the back to make sure that this isn't flipping up in the back. I turn this under just a little, and then I run my thumbs down along that edge to the point. I like and most commonly wear the point in the center of my body. Then it gives you a little bit of that shawl look, a little bit of that bandana look when you're wearing your cowl. And I haven't done anything to adjust the rest of the cowl. At this point, I would say the most obvious motif that you're seeing is the one that's worked along the border. I do love a skeleton. I do love a skull. So I'm pretty happy with that. But let me show you some other things that you can do to make adjustments to your cowl. So first, because I haven't made any other adjustments, you can see the edging. This is where I cast on my cowl. It's kind of just hanging open. It's really pretty when it just hangs in front. I love the rolled edge. I have a nice neat cast on, so I'm happy to show it off. I also have the ability to really easily, when it's cold outside, lift that up over my face and cover my chin, cover my mouth if I feel like I need a little extra warmth, especially if it's windy outside in the deep winter. But what I like to do, and I do almost every time that I put on my cowl, is I actually flip this top edge in. So at this point, you can see a little bit of the first section of my cowl. In this case, it would be clue 1. And I have a nice neat fold at the opening of my cowl. If you continue to fold that fabric in, you start to highlight different parts of the cowl. So now I can see a little bit of what is clue 2 and a lot of what is clue 3. I'm also creating warmth by creating that double layer of fabric at my neckline. I'm making my cowl a little warmer, especially in the winter when I have my coat on. Having that extra layer of fabric is really, really nice. Might be something you want to avoid if you're in warmer weather. And the bonus of this is that as I keep making that adjustment, I can see different sections of my cowl, and the fabric sort of creates a more rigid, not very rigid, but a little more rigid section right at my neckline. And I can show off different sections of my color work. different sections of my cowl. They start to come into view a little more. So the next thing you can do, another really simple adjustment that you can make to your cowl so that it gets a different personality, is to just bring it off to the side. I like how casual this off to the side look is, and it starts to show off a little more of the color work higher up in the round section of the cowl. If you're comfortable with it, you can bring it even farther, bring it over your shoulder. And now you're showing off that border, and you can see this color work a lot more clearly. And it's got a very different feel and a very different shape when it's off to the side like this, but it still has lots of warmth. You can continue that if perhaps you don't like to have a lot of fabric right in front of you or a lot of fabric on your shoulder. You can actually bring your cowl and bring the point around to the back. I still have the edge, upper edge folded in from when I made the adjustment before. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to find where I joined in the round. You can see it's just above this bat, where the flat portion of my cowl joined in the round before I started working my color work in the round. I like to center that underneath my chin whenever I make this particular turn. And once again, I do like to run my thumbs along, make sure that that border edge is not flipping up. And now you can see, I'm going to turn around. You can see it fits a little bit like a triangle shaped shawl in the back. The nice thing about wearing it like this is if you have your hair up, you can get a really dramatic effect when someone's walking up behind you. You don't have a lot of fabric right in the front of your body. And I think it's just like a really nice way to show off the color work in the front, which is a little trickier to do whenever you have the point in the front. So the next thing I want to show you, so we have an ongoing controversy in our house. I'm going to bring this back around to the front, and I'm going to show you two ways you can wear this with a jacket. So in our house, we regularly disagree about what looks best with this cowl. Run my thumbs along that border. Give this a little tuck to get my fold in order. Okay. Half of my household likes to wear these cowls inside their jackets, and the other half likes to wear their cowls outside their jackets. So I just want to show you both options. So I've just thrown on a jacket, and now I have my cowl sitting inside my jacket. This is probably the warmest way that you're going to put your jacket on really quickly, have your cowl on, not need to make many adjustments. You've got this extra layer of fabric underneath your jacket. It is covering some of your cowl, so that really is personal preference, but it does give this pop of so many wonderful motifs, so much color coming out of your jacket. And when your jacket is closed, you still have the warmth, you still have little pops of color. The other thing you can do is when you're closing your jacket, is you can wear your cowl on the outside of your jacket, and this really shows off the color work. Now, when you put on your jacket, no matter what the color is, you have all this beautiful knitting showing off on top of it, and on a gray winter day, I feel like it makes me sparkle. Just having my knitting out all the time. In case you're wondering what camp I'm in, I do like cowl over jacket, so long as it's not super cold. Now, if it is incredibly cold outside, I discovered a little trick last year when it got below 10 degrees Fahrenheit. I was looking for a way to continue to wear my cowl in the deepest, coldest months of the winter or days of the winter. And I have this, what is an extremely ugly fleece tube cowl that I wear when I go running. And the thing about this fleece is it is, like I said, not great looking, but it's extremely warm and tight fitting. So I wear this sometimes as a hat and sometimes as a cowl whenever I run in the winter. But I noticed one day I had to go outside, it was icy out, and it was almost 0 degrees, and I still wanted to wear my cowl, and I was trying to essentially seal off every spot that cold might get into my jacket. And I put this on and was so disappointed with how sad and drab it looks, despite it being extremely warm. And I took my cowl and I just put it on top. Okay, now I have lots of layers. You can't see my fleece, but the best part is, especially if you have a tight fitting fleece, say that 3 times fast, if you tuck the top edge of your cowl into the fleece, you now have this extraordinarily warm cowl, but also the fleece allows it to stand up. So now you can show off that incredible color work, all the work you've been doing in your knitting, and it's a fleece-lined cowl. Without doing any extra knitting or even any extra sewing, I've got the warmest possible accessory that I would ever need, especially when it gets down to almost 0 degrees. And that is how I like to wear my shawl-shaped cowls. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have other ideas for how to wear your shawl-shaped cowls, please come and share them with me. You can share them with me on Instagram at Tellybean Knits, or you can share them with me in the Tellybean Knits Ravelry group. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for knitting the cowl.